We got 2012 Chevy Suburban. We are doing the transmission filter. Okay, we're going to leave the gasket. Now we're going to take it off, clean it up. We'll probably have to clean it while it's up in there because apparently you can't get it past the exhaust right here. So we'll get the filter out of there. That's the main thing we're heading in for, and changing about 6 quarts of fluid is what it says. We're going to take out every other bolt, and then we're going to start loosening it and start draining it, since this does not have a drain plug where there should be one. Awesome. Let's get this started, y'all. Well, apparently I didn't think that through very good. The vehicle is tilted towards the back, and for some reason I was taking it off on the front. So that made no doggone sense. So we're going to tighten it back up, put 2 more in the front, and we're going to take the ones on the back completely out. Because there it goes, leaking everywhere. We're going to let that drain for a little while. We're going to get this fluid everywhere in this thing, because it's going to be pretty well impossible to contain it all. Since there's no drain plug, I'm sure you could probably order a pan for this that you could drain this out. We're just going to let it run. It'll coat everything, I guess. There's a little bit hitting the floor. So they said this thing holds 6. I got 2 gallons just in case, but I also want to change transfer case too. Fluid definitely needed changed. They say on these 2012s, on these newer transmissions, I know this ain't real new, but you are supposed to change it every 60,000 miles. We're a little bit past due by 15 or something, but then other people are recommend changing every 30,000. Let's go ahead and drop it down. This is gonna go all over the doggone place. Huh, whole pan didn't fall down, what the heck? I expected more fluid out of that. Looks like I can get to the filter right here. But you just can't get it over the exhaust. I really didn't want all that old fluid in here. You know, I could try to take loose this exhaust a little bit. I might do that. So we're going for the exhaust. I'll let you know if I get it or not. Okay, so we didn't get the exhaust. I figured that wasn't gonna happen. It's just too tight. Wasn't gonna work. And the O2 sensor was in the way, and then the bolts on the driver's side was twisting around. You'd have to have all kinds of swivels or something in there to get all that doggone crap out of there. So we're just doing it the hard way, and now we're pumping it out with a little pump. And it's meant to fill up the gear oil. We're just about done pumping it out right now. We finally got the filter out. I should have recorded that because you had to twist it, move your pan, twist it, and pull it out way over on this side. Hopefully I can remember how to get it back in there. And I still got to get up in there and get that seal out and clean all this up. Also need to get the magnet out, and then we'll put it back together. Okay, we found the magnet. There's a little dent on the pan right there that goes in. Right there's how much metal's on it. Ain't a whole lot. That's a plus. If it was a whole lot, we'd be, yeah, we'd see better days. But it ain't. Make sure you clean these up real good, inside and out. See, on the, well, you can't really see, but you can see that there's a bunch right there. We're going to get it all out of there. And we're going to clean up our pan somehow on the inside. So before we put that back in there, we're just going to stick it right there. We'll do a re-clean on it. All we do is clean out that surface right there that it was around. I'll try to wipe out as much as I can of the metal anyways. Gotta get that ring out of there too. Wipe it down the sides and pull it all to the outside as I'm doing it. So that's what we're heading for right now. Well, it ain't no ring, it's a seal. How the heck am I supposed to get that out of there? I just can't see up in there to even get it out of there. It's gonna be fun to get out of there. Sometimes it might be better just to leave it up in there, huh? Oh, going, that is it, ain't it? I don't want to tear something up and see where the neck will, y'all. Make sure. I gotta look at my other one and see what it looks like. Yep, looks the same. Looks the same. You definitely want to replace these because you don't want it sucking air. So that's what we are doing. Oh, come on, man. How the heck do you get this? Well, I tell y'all, this is ridiculous. Can't even see which way my screwdriver's turned. Oh my God, how are you supposed to get this thing out? Well, this is a pisser. It's gonna take a little bit. And here's what I did to that seal. What I did is I took a screwdriver and at the lip of it, I pried it in, and then I started hitting it with a hammer and kind of like a screwdriver chisel, and knocked it in there, and then I grabbed it with a pair of pliers right there and pulled it right out. Came right out. Well, it didn't come right out. It took a little bit. But either way, it ain't the easiest job, y'all. They make it look so easy. Just pop. Okay, you really can't see it either way. I got that little seal back up in that doggone hole up in there. Now we're going to put the filter back up in there. Got all this cleaned up, as much fluid out as possible, and I guess we're going to put it back up here and hope it don't leak. If it does leak, then I have to drop it back down and put a new gasket on. This gasket still looks good, so we're going to cross our fingers and hope it works. We ain't going to be able to put no silicone or anything like that on it just to reassure, because I can't access the whole thing. So let's get this thing back together. Here's what we got here. We got the filter back up in there. I had to pull the gasket completely off, but I wound up cleaning all the pieces here, so that was a plus. Everything looks fairly clean. Not as clean as I'd like it. Is that dirt? I don't know. Might have to re-clean it again. Either way, your filter, it sits in there just right. It don't move nowhere after you get it popped in there, and oh man, y'all can't even see that. But it just cradles in there, and you know it fits right. It won't twist or anything whenever it lands. Whenever the little legs on it, whenever they hit up there, it won't go no further. And then the bottom ones will hit the bottom of the pan. These ones right here will hit the bottom of the pan whenever you tighten it up. But here's the thing. In order to put this gasket back on, the same way I had to take it off, you have to wrap it over the pan. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide it up through there while I'm holding the pan, and then we're going to put it up, and then we're going to lift it up and put it up on the lip, and then we put it all up in there. That's the easiest way I could figure it out. Man, this is going to be some crappy video. Sorry, y'all. It's just how this one's working. But either way, let's get this thing up here and back together. Okay, got it back together, all torqued down. Who knows what torque specs are? I just snugged them up real good until I felt like it was good. I think they said 66 inch-pounds or something like that. I don't know. Either way, tighten them up. Hopefully it don't leak. Definitely tight enough. Going to fill it up on fluid. Well, this definitely don't look very good. The fluid is pretty doggone black. So, yeah. Change this every 30,000 and you might be able to save your transmission. As far as the filter, you can see, well, I can see where the filter was actually pulling up, where it was sucking and kind of boated upwards, where it was kind of clogged a little bit, I want to say. Well, hopefully I didn't hurt anything, but just wanted to show you all that. Now what we're also doing right now is we are taking all this, and I already put a gallon in, so we'll know how much more I'm going to need to add. It's looking like no less than 6 quarts, if not 8, I think. I don't remember how big this pan is. I thought it was a 2-gallon pan. Either way, we're going to dump all this in there, and that's how we're going to gauge it before we even fire it up, because we want to get pretty much exactly the same amount back in there. Okay, so that took exactly 4 quarts and maybe a quarter to a half of a quart. So I got a quarter to a half I still got to put in. Now, the neat thing is, if you buy 2 gallons of this, and I thought I was going to use up to 6, you'll have enough left to do the transfer case. So you might as well do it while you're underneath the car, because it takes exactly the same stuff, transmission fluid. And I think it takes just about 2 quarts, 1.7, 1.9, something around there. All right, there y'all go. There's how much it takes, and it took me approximately 2 hours to change that. And that is a big filter that goes up in there. We are done. Now, when you fill this up, fill it up all the way, and as much as you gauged out into the pan, with your best assumption, don't overfill it. Then you're going to start the vehicle in park. Then you're going to start checking it on the cold. It has a cold and a hot. So check it on the cold. It takes roughly to get warm. You'd have to drive it down the road or let it run for about an hour or two. Something around there. So just fill it up to the cold mark and you will be good. All right. Y'all enjoy. Have a good day. And we will see you all on the next one.